Well, we're gonna wait a couple minutes. People to join. Probably should get over this whole chronicle. So yeah, we'll just be waiting like a couple minutes. Alright, I'll start it up now. Let's see, last time we did a few characters. Did Seong Mina's last. So now it's time to do Astaroth. A cataclysm is born. It wasn't Astaroth created by like a cult or something? Well, I guess we'll find out.
The malevolent cult Fegal Sestimus, or the Guardians of Truth, worshippers of Palgaea.
Before the narrator said it, I thought it said the Guardians of Trash.
Will be cleansed. The group performed horrific ceremonies and experiments in underground shrines across the globe. In 1583, which the group calls the Year of Saturn's Crimson Serpent, they were able to make contact for the first time with Palgaea the Executioner. Deliver the Sword of Judgment, Soul Edge, to my altar. Only then can the purification begin. Upon hearing this revelation, High Priest Krumpeku devoted himself
That's
to
a
the nefarious
crazy name for a High
rites
Priest.
in order to create a golem of fearsome power. Now, Astaroth, a warrior forged by human hands for the sake of claiming Soul Edge, is nearing his awakening.
It's interesting that he wants, or they created him to claim Soul Edge, because in the main story he, like, tries to take it. Oh my. You got like the weird magic chanting stuff.
Are you certain this is a good idea, Your Grace?
Starts talking with that weird like magic and chanting.
Bestowed upon us by the Great One himself. It will bring Soul Edge to Fegal Sestimus. He moves. Are we ready?
Yes, I shall bring the chimeras now.
What?
Can you hear it, puppet? The voice of care.
Where is I? Feel rage!
Where is I?
Quite good physicality for a human experiment, but your mind is still crude. Even if you do obtain Soul Edge, it will enslave you. On Ares' request, I shall grant you aid this once.
What you do?
I'm so confused. Like,
You now possess the memories of various fallen warriors. Enemies approach. Show me you can destroy all who challenge you.
okay. That was really confusing. It almost would have just been easier to just have an actual cutscene. Like, I wish this game had actual cutscenes. Yeah. It's such a dumb attack you can do. It's like, yeah. It's like this. Oh, okay. There's some way where you can do like a basically that in reverse. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh. Get thwacked.
I could get used to this. Just look at me go.
You are a success. Your master, the war god Ares, deserves your thanks for bestowing upon you such wisdom and skill.
A war god? So he is my master. Splendid. The chimeras were swatted like flies. Do you see? This is what my research has brought us. I am worthy of a god. This human doesn't know his place.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if Astaroth was gonna be like, is he Ares?
The High Priest Kunpetku, ruler of Mother Earth, command you! O Astaroth, claim Soul Edge and present it
I'm
to
not sure if you should call herself the ruler of Mother Earth.
This fool will pay for ordering me around. But for now, our objectives are the same. I'll use him to my advantage.
When were you told to, or when was your objective to get Soul Edge? When were you told to get Soul Edge, except for this Kumpetu guy? Revolt of the Heretic. Under Kumpetku's orders, Astaroth made his way straight to Europe with an army of lizardmen in tow, half-man, half-beast warriors spliced together by the cult. With the memory of numerous warriors' grisly fates bestowed upon him by Kerr, the Agent of Death, Astaroth found it easy to follow the scent of death expelled by Soul Edge. Yawn! Oh wow, Astaroth's yawning too.
To get a sword? Talk about boring. Okay, wake up. I'm yawning too much. I need to see action. You too, huh? Your blood must be pumping hard from keeping all those lizards in line, hmm?
This is as far as you go, you pitiful drones! That opportunist Kunpetku cannot be trusted to lead the sect. Kalnipalk, priest of Mars, has ordered the cleansing to begin. Likewise, Kelnipolk, priest of Venus, says...
Silence already!
Head just gets slashed off.
Squabbles between between lowly worms.
Yawn.
Take this. Scream. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
Hey, Astaroth has all his armor and stuff on now. Okay. God, why did they make Voldo even a character? And also, I don't know any combos with Astaroth, so... No. Yeah. Ooh, fire move. Ooh, that's a cool move. Stomp him into the ground.
Damn Kunpetku! Ah!
Of all the stupid last words. Bunch of idiots. Still, that yell was kind of amusing. It's a shame a worm's dying scream can only be heard once. Tell me this,
Wait,
Kurt.
what?
Ares obsessed.
I'm confused with what you said.
Even amongst the gods, he is renowned for his cleanliness. You could learn a lot from him. However, you should focus on your goal.
I like this one. Straight to the point.
I shall take care of all the rubbish you collect. It should have its uses.
Well, that just makes it easy for Astro. Just kill him however he wants. The will of the gods. Cleansing Kumpeku's enemies without mercy as he went, Astaroth continued on his way, the scent of death growing stronger all the time. Upon reaching Europe, he discovered that the genesis of all this chaos was a being by the name of Nightmare. Who just at the beginning? That would have made it much easier to understand.
Caused all this destruction? How dare he go so far? How dare he? There's nothing left for me to kill!
We have you now, you abominations! Your evil ends here!
I like how that face for that generic soldier is used for like 80% of the generic enemies.
Really made me mad. You're gonna wish I just killed you.
But aren't you just gonna kill them, Astro? Sorry if there's any static. My thing seems to be. Hold on. Okay, I think that's better now. The microphone, like, if I ever adjusted it in any way, it would just start making big noises. Oh, that was easy.
Their weapons and moves remind me of yours. Not that it matters. All right, on to Nightmare.
Gosh, why can't Lizardman be a character? Or a playable character?
Kerr, you know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Astute as ever, Astaroth, for various reasons. Those humans were also blessed with the power of your master, Ares.
Seems like even war gods have a lot on their plates. Still, it's none of my concern, as long as I get to run wild.
Okay, don't get what the point of that conversation was. Master of the Cursed Sword. Though irritated by the whims of the gods, Astaroth finally entered Nightmare's dilapidated castle. The smell of death was overwhelming. Before he knew it, he was surrounded by a group of twisted creatures and the Azure Knight himself, who wielded an immense sword with a single eye.
You've nowhere to run, so kindly just offer your soul to our leader. So this is why rumors surrounding the castle don't spread, despite the endless massacres.
Lizardman's like, I don't know about this. Say it, Chief.
Tell no tales. However, if you were to join the... You insignificant maggot! I'll crush your
Nightmare
head with
looks
my
really
bare
cool in
hands.
this art picture.
Hey, lizard brains, hold off.
Hold off? What do you mean? Like, don't fight? Is that... I'm confused by what he told the lizard man to do. Oh, I gotta fight this guy first. Get destroyed. Oh, he's got like, what would it be, like paper armor or something? Whoa, that's a cool move. Oh, it's like a super jump.
Impressive Astaroth cult follower. The regular
Complete idiot.
Nightmare, right? Tell me what you know.
About what?
I shall be direct.
You smell really bad.
To resurrect Soul Edge.
Should you agree to cooperate, you can kill as your heart desires. An attractive offer.
Who's this guy? He's just like, hey, Nightmare likes me. I get to talk
What do you
for some reason.
Though he is cunning, he speaks the truth. At present, Soul Edge is at half its usual power. Ares would not be happy receiving it in such a state.
Okay. I'll play your game.
Does he just like roll his eyes back and he's just like twitching for a few minutes? He's talking to Kerr and then he just, his eyes roll back to normal. He's like, okay.
You shall be Sinister Sable. Lizard Man, you shall be Base Vert.
Why is he naming them?
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm confused. Why is he naming them? You didn't do that with Ivy. And that never pops up in the main story at all, and I don't see what point it would have any. Why are they named? The cult's suspicions deepen. Soul Edge was incomplete, not at all fit for his master, Astaroth surmised. To restore the sword back to full strength, he would have to cooperate with Nightmare for the time being. Besides, if worst came to worst... hold on, God! Astaroth could kill him in his sleep at any time. However, the malevolent cult saw Astaroth as having become too complacent and dispatched someone to deal with him.
Don't tell me you're gonna betray Lord Kunpetku.
Do not be ridiculous. We were charged with finding and claiming the sword Soul...
The High Priest told me to claim Soul Edge.
Grabs the guy by the head,
You
chucks
defy
him.
me. That is the same as defying Kunpetku.
What are you? Unhand me!
What the High Priest
Oh, he actually
wills,
did grab someone.
Paldea wills too. So it is you who have defied our god and must die. Anyway, send the message to prepare more troops. I don't care if they're golems, lizards, or automatons.
Yes, sir!
Jeez.
It's almost time to strike. If I could just crush that brat Killick. And Ivy. Soul Edge should get pretty full.
Wait, how does he know about Keelik? I guess it. It's just one of those things you just to be like, okay, I believe you. Banquet of Blood. Sensing Soul Edge was near completion, Astaroth prepared for his rebellion. While lying in wait in Ostrainsburg Castle for a high-quality soul to reap, I almost said soup, he sensed a tiny slither of Death's aura, so slight as to be imperceptible to humans, but not to Astaroth for some reason. Why am I yawning so much?
Are you aware that someone has taken the hidden path?
Of course. They carry a similar odor to that brat. There's no point in hiding. Your stench gives you away. You smell like a rotting carcass in a ditch!
Blast.
I know what you're thinking. Most react the same way.
Oh, so this is just before
But
that
he's
part in the
probably
main story.
slow and stupid. I can't describe how good it feels to defy expectations.
Girl just throws his sword at his head.
I'm shocked. You both have a way with words and smells.
As I'm in a good mood, I'll overlook your insolence. But you reek of one modified by human hands, the most repugnant of odors to me.
So does Astaroth smell the worst to himself?
Feast on rotten garbage.
Battle 1. Fight! Take it!
I shall overcome.
Try me if you think you really can. Be crushed.
Yeah. That's a weird move. Yeah. Can I attack, you stupid growth? Whew. That was a bit of a voice crack there. What the heck was that? That's not what I knew that move to be. Gosh, I can't get an attack off. Ow. Gosh, can you let me... Oh my god. He just kept like doing like little like... He would like pause for a half second and then attack. Pause for a half second and then attack. Okay, I thought I'd attack there. Ooh, that's a cool. That's a cool. Oh my god. I'm trying to... Okay. Okay, that's a cool move. I didn't mean to do that. Haha. Yeet. That's the move I've been trying to do for the past, like, 5 minutes. That was. Oh, come on! Get killed by kneeing.
Still trying to think of a way out. You do realize I can smell the odor of others in this castle too. As long as I'm here, you're never getting through. Wriggle, you worm! As long as the god of war protects me, I'm indestructible! All who defy me shall feel his divine wrath! This day can't get any better! I'm gonna kill both Nightmare and that loathsome woman. Then I will present Ares with the fully resurrected Soul Edge.
And I talk too much.
Something wrong? You appear quite rattled.
Enough! It's nothing. First, I'm gonna deal with Ivy. Damn it! Now my day's utterly ruined!
How come? That ending made no sense. It was just like him talking to himself. He's like, wait.
The names of the
What?
warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords
Oh my
have been
gosh.
etched into the very fibers of history.
Like, almost, like, just about as worse as, or bad as Maxie's. Although, at least with his, it wasn't just like, I see a tree. Okay, now let's fight. It's like, wait, what? Ooh, now we get to do Nightmare's story. I wonder how this one will go. When nightmares stir. Now, Nightmare is like one of my mains, so I'll be able to do pretty good stuff with him.
The Azure Knight appeared in Europe out of nowhere. Bound to
At
no
least
state,
hopefully I will.
his endless, indiscriminate slaughter earned him the title Nightmare. Every night, Nightmare appeared, committing acts so heinous, he soon became a symbol of fear. Still, despite rumors about him spreading like wildfire, his true identity remained a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a giant sword and a giant mutated arm.
It's
Plus
just
a
a rumor, nothing
giant
more.
mutated singular
I don't
nipple.
get it. Kills everyone. I wish they'd have spread the word about him.
Sounds fishy to
The
me.
trees.
I never heard any of these rumors when the war was in full swing.
That is
Or when
not
the
an old
plague
guy's
hit town.
voice. That's like a 30-year-old man trying to sound like he's 60.
Who's that at this hour? It's always something.
Oh, they're inside a building? I couldn't tell because it looks like they're out in the forest.
Who's there?
I'm as confused as you are, generous villager. Wait, did he kill him or... I guess so. That was so confusing. And let me guess we're going to go into a battle. Oh my gosh, that was terribly made. Like, why don't they have more actual cutscenes and less of this crappy dialogue options? This game, like, I wanted it to be... okay. It's not a bad game by any means necessarily, but the story mode overall is very disappointing. The main story is really weird and frankly doesn't make sense. Never pulled off that move before successfully, but the main story is not very good. Most of the episode stories are boring or bad. Oh, he got a cheap hit on me. You scrub. Can't even emote or anything. Gosh, there's just so many little bits of stuff in this game that I wish were better.
I thirst. I thirst.
Congratulations. Made a not good cutscene. A Nightmare Unleashed. There was no way of knowing where Nightmare would wander next. However, as long as there is great power to be had, there will always be people eager to harness it for their own purposes, whether good or evil. Plotting an insurrection against those in power, a feudal lord approached Nightmare with a plan in mind. That does not look like a feudal lord. That looks like a farmer that bought a nice shirt at the store. And then found a tie off the ground.
Wait. What is it you seek? Money, glory.
Power.
What are you going to do?
That guy's got a lot of chainmail on. Oh hey, it's generic character number 1.
Stand strong. Protect the Lord.
You see, that cutscene worked. Because it was very clear what happened. Someone got killed, and then the other guys were like, protect the feudal lord guy, who really is just a farmer with a really nice shirt. Oh, come on. Hehe, you dunked on, kid. I want to see if this move I'm gonna do works. I mean, I didn't get punished for it. Wow, I really don't go punished for doing those big, like, obnoxious moves. Enough with your stupid running around at night. Haha, I got it. Oh. I was trying to do a cool combo, but he wouldn't let me do it because he had to kick me and everything. Gosh, what the heck? Like they're trying to defend themselves or something.
Help me!
Just stab him through the chest, lift him into the air with on the sword, and just yeet him into the docks. Or the water that were assumably at the docks. Confronting Wolfcrone? Okay. Anyone who thought the Azure Knight would listen to their pleas was very much mistaken. In time, Nightmare chose Ostransburg Castle as his base. From there, he began killing all and sundry indiscriminately, eventually sparking conflict with a neighboring kingdom in the process. So he's gonna get like a army of knights after him. He just wipes them all out.
Ostransburg Castle. Is that really where he dwells?
That's
Bandits
not
likely
that guy's
ransacked
voice.
the place. Probably nothing of value left. Keep your voices down. We've lost too many soldiers around these parts.
Should replace that guy and the person before him's voice actor. Did they really just get snuck up on by Nightmare? Oh my god. The first case kind of made sense because I think the idea was that the two people are inside the building and the third guy gets destroyed by Nightmare, but like that they were just assumably they were all just sitting outside of the forest and one of them suddenly just gets yanked. Oh my god, just tossed him around. That's why I love Nightmares, just throw people around pretty much. Oh, he dodged that. Yeah. I can't believe I got that move off again. Wolfcrone soldiers. Oh, pathetic. Keep using the same moves. That guy just let me hit. Wait, when did he hit me? Like, seriously, when did he hit me? I didn't get a perfect somehow.
He's too strong. Retreat! Retreat!
How are those guys still alive? Nightmare's just wiping these people. Soul Chronicle mode. A Covenant Shield. Nightmare's thirst for bloodshed knew no bounds. The Azure Knight and his army of mutated beings continued their savagery of gathering souls until their reign of terror had all but consumed Europe. At Nightmare's side throughout were his loyal band of associates, so-called Covenant Shield, though none could have guessed at his true intentions. So that's what Ivy and Astaroth were?
Nightmares
His
grow
Covenant's
more egregious by the
shield?
day.
What if he is? His cruelty is a feast for the eyes.
But all that killing for killing's sake? What could he hope to achieve?
Get the highest kill streak in all of humanity?
He no doubt needs plenty of souls. His appetite is insatiable.
I'm starting to doubt this is about resurrection.
What? We have intruders?
Is this where the main story collides with Nightmare's story?
The leader steps onto the stage.
Is he still not satisfied?
Keep your nonsense to yourself.
Which?
We look forward to seeing you in action.
It makes it sound like Astaroth's the superior, but Nightmare clearly is. Okay, we're going to a fight. Oh, that was a cool move. I broke some part of your armor off. I don't really know what. Ow. Ewy. Aw. I got destroyed. I'm just making myself feel better at this point. Yeah, does anyone know if the right analog stick does anything? I don't seem to. Okay, just let me hit you, I guess. When did I get hit during that fight? Just asking. I'm okay.
Still not enough.
I mean, it was only 3 people. Soul Seeker. Astrenberg was attacked suddenly by the Aval organization, a secret group intent on ridding the world of demons. So powerful was Nightmare's strength by this point that the organization now considered him their utmost priority. Upon declaring a state of emergency, they swiftly sent in their leader. But with Nightmare's craving for ever more powerful souls at its zenith, this latest development played directly into his hands. Nightmare's like, good! That's their leader? Oh, no. That's just the Aval soldiers.
Maintain your focus. He is but one.
That's the leader? This generic bald dude? Well, generic guy number 1 died. Generic guy number 2 died. And generic bald leader guy is gonna die.
You monster! We cannot lose. Go.
Oh, is that the leader? That guy seems more like a leader character, even though he's generic, but still. I thought this guy died. Can you let me do my cool combo, please? Okay, no, Peter died. I didn't do it right. Yeah, that music though, banger. No one lets me do my cool combo. Not my cool combo. I just realized how much damage I'm doing to these guys. It's kind of ridiculous. There'll just be an endless mode where you're just playing as this super-powered nightmare. There's the cool move. Yeah. Music is rocking, dude. It's awesome. Now. Kind of just spammed triangle during that fight, but I'm okay with it.
Siegfried, find the one who pierced my body and took my life.
Looks like there's like a gray like tint on everything except for the text.
Shall. That is why you need souls. With them, all your wishes will come true. Call me back from hell.
So he is searching for resurrection.
That's my boy, Siegfried.
But it probably wouldn't work out anyways.
More souls.
It's probably Soul Edge tricking him. Yeah, if that's what your father is or whatever, that's pretty messed up.
The Azure Nightmare was none other than a young man whose mind was warped by the sweet words of the sword. As its puppet, he relentlessly harvests souls, and once he gathers enough, the Soul Edge will return to its former glory. Soon, Father. The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
Yeah, you say that every time, narrator dude. Makes me really feel like you put time and effort into this story. Oh, Siegfried's is all the way there. I thought Siegfried's story would have been like crammed into the space between like the left side and before Nightmare's first thing. But okay. So this would be after the main story. Alright, let's do it. Nightmare's true face.
The Azure Knight, previously known as Nightmare, the former wielder of Soul Edge, who brought the world to its knees. In truth, he was first a knight named Siegfried. After killing his father by accident, Siegfried fell into a deep denial, which eventually twisted into a desire for revenge against his father's imaginary killer. To enact his revenge, he needed power, which led him to Soul Edge. Turned into the sword's puppet, he became Nightmare, until losing in battle to Killick. When the sword was shattered, Siegfried found himself awoken from the strange spell he had been under.
Siegfried found himself woke.
Though freed from Soul Edge's grasp, he now had to face the fact that it was he who had killed his father. On the ground to his side lay the shattered remnants of Soul Edge.
That picture does not look good.
What have I done? The feel of my sword as it thrust into his body. I remember it all.
That's not a very good voice actor, I'm gonna be honest.
Forgive me.
I mean, I get that he's in a sad moment,
I
but
held Soul Edge. I began harvesting souls. The sword warped my mind. How many people have I killed? My sins are too great.
actually, the voice actor is okay, I guess.
I want to escape myself. Ah!
Okay. Finally, a chapter where we don't have to fight anyone. Beneath Fate's thumb. Unable to cope with the weight of his crimes, Siegfried tried to abandon what was left of Soul Edge. However, the evil sword was so closely tied to his fate that it would not relinquish him from its grasp so easily. His cruel reign as Nightmare was not forgotten by any means, and one after another, warriors began to appear before him intent on taking their revenge. How did they know that he's Nightmare? Or was Nightmare?
The Knight of the Great Sword. You are Nightmare, correct? Answer me! Can you not speak?
I can. I'm Nightmare.
You make me sick! My comrades deserved better than that brutal death at your hand! You shall die here this day! Revenge shall be mine!
Okay? Question mark?
Battle 1. Fight!
No. Oh, come on. What are you doing, Siegfried? I wasn't holding guard even. Oh my god. Siegfried's so stupid fast, it's kind of ridiculous. Well, that guy died.
How long must this go on for? Will I ever be free of this nightmare?
That's a pun because I used to be called Nightmare. An unexpected savior. Wandering aimlessly, Siegfried ended up crossing swords with a woman who declared that she must destroy Soul Edge. Though she claimed to be able to purify souls, the deep-rooted evil gnawing away at Siegfried was too strong to be cleansed. Nevertheless, their meeting would prove the necessary impetus? I don't know how you pronounce that word at all, I've never even heard it. For Siegfried to vow to... What the heck? For Siegfried to vow to face to his sins and... Okay, I'm just gonna continue on. That makes no sense to me. Oh my gosh. Well, hey, Sophitia. A character that appeared in like one dialogue box in this main story mode. Appeared more than Siegfried did.
The evil is still present?
I'd forgotten what it was like to feel so at ease.
Who are you?
Sorry. But you have my gratitude. Leave Soul Edge to me.
No, wait!
Okay, bye.
Soul Edge. Even reduced to shattered shards, it emanates evil. If I don't do something, it will corrupt the area with its wickedness. We're still.
That's thrown in the
Someone
ocean.
could come here and try to
Fixes
resurrect it.
everyone's problem.
I may never be able to pay for my sins, for their evil can never be expunged.
may be able to atone to an extent. If I could ensure that Soul Edge never wreaks havoc again. Yes, that's the only hope I have. I must do it with my own two hands. Can I ever truly atone?
Find out next week. Vowing to atone. Wow. Soul Edge could not be scratched, let alone broken by a normal weapon. To ensure the sword would never again fall into the hands of another, Siegfried decided it would need to be sealed away somewhere in total isolation. However, such a place was not easily found. Ocean Man, I'm telling you. Meanwhile, every time he struck down another challenger he sought revenge against Nightmare, Siegfried feared that he was in danger of slipping back under the sword's control.
Nightmare. At last, we meet again!
Yes. It is I, Nightmare. Exact your revenge.
I need not your permission. Prepare to die!
I'm still confused how people are like, that guy's Nightmare. Like, he doesn't have a giant name tag and doesn't have the same armor or weapon. And doesn't have the same voice, obviously, but... No, that's silly to me. No. Can you stop? You fin-footed weeb. Ooh, nice dodge by me. Eat this. Oh wow, I managed to hit him before he hit me. That's sick. Siegfried is insanely good, dude. Kind of ridiculous.
I see blood, darkness, death.
Edgy.
No. I am myself and nothing else. I will not submit to that living nightmare again. My crimes weigh heavy on my soul.
To be honest, though, it would be this suck to be Siegfried. First, you accidentally kill your dad somehow, and then you get succumbed to a monster sword for like 2 years, and now he's getting backlash on it by people trying to kill him. An arduous journey. Not all who stood in Siegfried's way were hell-bent on revenge. Some warped souls appeared drawn to the evil of Soul Edge. It wasn't Siegfried's goal to do away with these twisted individuals, neither were they the types with whom he could reason.
I smell you. I smell you.
That's
so
pretty.
Sweet.
Hey, it's the guy that Nightmare let talk.
Still, I attract the malfested like flies to dung.
But I'm confused. You're undoubtedly Nightmare. You have Soul Edge hidden on your person, yet you appear so weak. Wait a moment.
That hair!
I know you're Nightmare.
You just told him.
Alas, I have no idea.
It's because I was a malfested who worked under you, you fool! You weren't easy to find.
The nightmare you seek is no more.
So it seems. How about I crush you like the worm you are, and become the next Nightmare?
I'll be an ugly, generic nightmare. Basically be Nightmare without all the spikes and cool stuff.
Battle 1. Fight! My hand!
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that again. Yeah. Just like, get in front of me. No. I hate how he has to do it, like I can't even do it. I was trying to, that weird jump, like, up slash thing he does is really awkward. Siegfried is just stupid fast, dude. Readjusting the mic.
The Malfested are appearing more and more.
And more and
Even
more.
Soul Edge is getting stronger. I refuse to give up.
I
I'll
mean,
do
you
whatever
are
it
killing
takes.
more people, so.
There must be some way. That's it. That sword that pierced Nightmare, I mean me, and shattered Soul Edge. If I had that.
The spirit sword beckons. The evil in Soul Edge was growing stronger with each passing minute. One day, Siegfried heard an ethereal voice in his head speaking directly to him, as opposed to someone else. Responding to Siegfried's desperation to save his own sanity, the spirit sword Soul Calibur was calling out to him. But from the sounds of things, the blade was also in need of help itself.
Who calls to me? What's going on? I can hear a voice from afar.
We can't. I hear a weird crystallization sounding thing.
Be, can it? The sword that destroyed Soul Edge. It calls for help, I think. What? It's trapped inside the cursed sword? Take Soul Edge in hand?
He has to grab Soul Edge again? What the stupidity is it?
It's shaking. If I grip Soul Edge, I might become Nightmare again. I must stay strong. There is no other way.
The mental realm. The moment Siegfried gripped this evil sword's hilt, he was dragged into the mental realm. There he was surrounded by images of the times he had fought his Nightmare and lost. Soul Calibur appeared before him, and he watched it as it was swallowed up by this strange dimension where it would be slowly devoured by evil. The whole bank of yawn there.
Where am I? It's that sword. You wish
That
for me to hold
PNG
you?
image.
Stop right there. I shall not allow it.
Are you Soul Edge?
Just a little more, and this power will be mine.
Your reign of terror ends here.
You pitiful puppies. Submit to me. Obey my will.
Ah ha ha ha. Yeah. Oh, I'm in like awakened mode or whatever. Oh, I was gonna try to sidestep it there. I did not press X there. Oh, that move is sick. Music's pretty dope. Oh, geez, now I have to fight Inferno. Can I get an attack off, please? Yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay, I won. Press R2 to win. That's cool.
Strength fails me.
That'd be a cool shot right there.
Is this the end for me? But if the sword's power is unleashed someday...
And so if this is the mental realm, that meant that Zhenghua and Keelik fought Inferno in the mental realm as well.
Siegfried's battle with his nightmares raged on. No one knows of his sacrifice. However, if there was ever one who could prevent the resurrection of the cursed sword, it would be Siegfried. He who dashed Soul Edge's hopes of devouring Soul Calibur.
Hey, so what happened? I mean, he beat Nightmare and Inferno, but...
The names of the warriors whose
what?
fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
Okay, I guess. Let's see, how many more do we have left? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 left. Cool. I got enough time at least to do Sophitia's. The Holy Warrior's task.
Sophitia was a baker's daughter, chosen by the gods to become a holy warrior. Given the order to destroy Soul Edge, she set out on a quest that would eventually lead her to the sword's wielder, Cervantes. In a fearsome battle, she was able to destroy one of the swords. Though successful in her quest, shards of the cursed sword pierced her body, causing severe injuries. Her life was saved by the ninja, Taki.
Well, that's me, or was when he said injuries, it was like, injuries.
The days passed peacefully until one day.
Oh, it's so nice to have you back, my sister. You had me
That's
worried for a
Cassandra.
Sorry, I had no choice.
I like Cassandra's Soul Calibur 4?
Well, you're back now.
Look.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad there, I guess, but...
Sis?
My
Why does she have only one face?
Sis?
Oh, there
Are
you
you
go.
okay?
Never mind, she has multiple faces.
So many lives lost. Soul Edge?
Nani?
Is something the matter?
It's my sister.
Oh, this doesn't look good. You should rest.
Thank you.
Sis.
Also, how come that nameless guy actually had like a different face? Like it wasn't just one of the like 2 or 3 generic faces that they use. The god of smithing speaks. The young man gave his name as Rothian. He worked as a swordsmith in the neighboring town. His chance meeting with Sophitia blossomed into a relationship and then a promise to marry. Oh, okay. Okay, then. But when they went to the temple to inform Hephaestus, I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced, of their felicious news, okay, The god did not reply with words of blessing, but with a mission for Sophia instead. He's like, no, Sophia, you can't do that. You can't have random characters do things and leave.
You fulfill your mission well, and I am eternally grateful.
But
your power is required once more.
Almighty Hephaestus.
Oh, Hephaestus.
You weakened Soul Edge, but it is regaining its power and will soon pose a threat once more.
I had a feeling this day would come.
Does Hephaestus not know that Keelik and Zhonghua and Maxie are going there right now?
It has spread its evil far and wide across the land. I shall bestow upon you the power to cleanse evil, so that you may free those who have fallen victim to it.
I understand.
But, oh, Mighty One, if you need the aid of your followers, choose me instead, for her sake. I beg you to use me in her place.
Rothion, you are a blacksmith. You shall produce arms befitting her task.
I mean, to be fair, Sophia was a baker's daughter, which is less related to fighting than a blacksmith. So can't Rothion build his own weapons and then just rush after Soul Edge on them?
Very well, Sophia.
Time to depart. Rothion was coming close to completing Sophia's arms, though he knew this also meant that she would soon be embarking on her journey. While heading to the temple to pray for safe passage, Sophia encountered a man hailing from the east. For some reason, she felt the stirrings of fate, but put those feelings aside to prepare for her quest.
I never did ask that young man his name, but he carries the burden of fate on his shoulders.
The Keelik boy.
I feel as though this is the start of something big.
Sophia, it took me some time.
You know, given they had to get the medals and everything.
I made this all for you.
Thank you, Rothion.
I think it just makes a toothpick.
Try everything and see if it feels right. I may not be a worthy opponent for a disciple of the gods, but I shall do my best.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're fighting Rothion here. Sophia found to be one of those characters that, even if you don't know what you're doing, it's really, you look cool doing all these weird moves. Not that weird moves, but like, you do a lot of like quick, fast moves that are also short-ranged and very weak in DPS. No. That day Rothion died. Yeah. Those who've seen my Soul Calibur 6 best moments thing, they know that I was fighting a Sophia player once and they did that grab on me and it made Jogo, it sounds like she says acorn in that grab. Like, acorn!
Amazing! It feels so light. It's even better than the battle gear I was bestowed with last time.
Glad to hear it.
It's just like cuts all over his body.
Fear not.
He's missing an arm.
I have your arms and armor to protect me. Will you pray for me?
Of course. I'll pray for your safe return.
Rothion,
A journey to cleanse the soul. Charged with an important mission by the gods, Sophia steeled her resolve and embarked on her journey. This time, however, the road ahead was even more perilous than before. Probably because of, you know, more evil. Still, she forged on in pursuit of Soul Edge, rescuing those overtaken by evil along the way, while also purifying the earth saturated with it. Throwing peanuts at the ground.
How awful. Here too I find the ravages of the cursed sword.
I thirst. Blood. Give me your blood.
I cannot give you my blood, but I can end your thirst.
What are you talking about?
Do not be afraid.
Silence!
And battle time. Battle time, kids.
Battle 1. Fight!
Pardon me.
How is there like no ring outs going on right now? Yeah. Ouch. That's a weird move. Uh-oh. Thanks for letting me fix my positioning.
Battle 3. Fight!
Yeah. Ooh, spin kick. Ow. 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 And shield bash his crotch region. You win.
Shh. It's okay. Be still now. You must have been in agony.
You know, I think the main reason why I'm kind of disappointed by how, like, 99% of the scenes in
Thank you so much.
this story mode are like this, where it's just pictures with text. It's because Libra of Souls does the same thing, except slightly less. Because it's just like faces by the text, and there's no voice acting. That's basically the only difference. Ripples of Evil. Sophia was determined to cleanse as many from evil as was humanly possible. However, those consumed by it often became formidable enemies who stood in the way of her mission. Fiercely combative warriors with techniques sharpened on the field of countless battles, these foes proved an astonishingly imposing threat. Wow.
I'll kill you!
Have I met my match?
Maybe you should submit!
No, never!
Gosh, this is cheesy writing to the maximum. It's a random dude. I mean, cheesy moments can be fine, but that was just pure filler episode material.
1. Fight!
Yeah. Ouch. 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 Woo. Oh, come on. Just like, oh, we need to win to make this battle more intense. I am pressing that button, but it didn't work. Gosh, he did that much damage to my health bar in literally like 3 hits. And like, he's almost as fast as me. It's ridiculous. Ow. Come on, do stuff. That was just a lot of button mashing that didn't work and with the buttons to press. Ouch. Of course, you're a CPU, you know exactly when I'm letting go of the block button. Thanks for giving that to me. Ouch. Yay! Oh, I can't emote. I feel like modern video games are just, or not modern video games in general, but like modern fighting games are like, they struggle with making a story that's not just like, wait, what? What? Like, make you fall asleep.
Yes.
Or like, just making the story interesting and like, you know, feel like, oh, they actually tried.
Why? Why did he leave without killing me? After that, I grew unable to resist the temptation to do evil.
Because, I mean, like, the amount of, like, characters, since they did a story for each character, it's like, okay, they tried something. They wanted to be like, hey, we support this. Somewhat. I think I have like a small beef with fighting games and how usually they don't have a lot of content. Chasing shadows. Once the rumors of a knight with the great sword had faded into obscurity, they were soon replaced by unverified stories from people who claimed to have seen Nightmare. Sophitia decided to continue her search for the knight with the large sword. Yeah, I feel like fighting games just try focusing too hard on the gameplay and nothing else.
Soul Edge's master was gone. I thought it was because Soul Edge had been destroyed by another.
Soul Calibur is like the farthest from that, besides Smash Bros. But
even with so little information, I cannot give up my search. Besides, my mission to save people from evil has not changed.
Dude, Smash Bros. Ultimate seems so good. I'm so hyped for it. Intermingling fates. Finally, after a long journey, Sophitia happened upon the knight with the great sword, who was said to possess Soul Edge. So is this where her story connects to, yeah, Siegfried?
Are you Nightmare?
Don't call me that!
If you are Nightmare, then I must defeat you.
I expected as much.
This is not how it went
then I must
beforehand.
destroy Soul Edge.
Soul Edge is not here.
Do you know where I can find it? I know the road you walk is long and arduous. However, I can cleanse you of evil, and maybe even save you.
Stop!
If you really are not Nightmare,
Leave me alone.
I want to save you.
It's like his,
There is no turning back.
It's like in his reveal trailer, he's just like, just leave me alone.
sake too.
I don't need a savior.
Yeah. I've never seen that kick before.
Nonsense.
Open your eyes.
Battle 2. Fight.
Oh. I got a panty shot there, I guess. We both missed each other. Ow. Look at that kick again. Yeah. Okay.
Overdo it.
Out.
This ends now.
Of course I missed. Oh, cool move. Yeah.
I shall pray for you.
Now that you're dead. Okay.
The evil is still present?
I'd forgotten what it was like to feel so at ease.
What are you?
Sorry. But you have my gratitude. Leave Soul Edge to me.
No, wait!
Oh, that's just where hers is. And okay.
However, I had a feeling I had done what I was sent to do. Still, I know not if it is wise to leave everything in his hands.
I mean, he's got a giant sword, so.
Hear my prayer. Please watch over him.
The names of the warriors whose fates were bound to the two swords have been etched into the very fibers of history.
Etched into the very fibers of history. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Okay. Ugh. Man, I'll get Voldo's out of the way. I ain't gonna read his. I hate this character so much.
Ask any adventurer, and they'll know of Verci, a wealthy merchant from South Italy, and his underground treasury, the Money Pit. After getting rich in the weapons trade and earning the title of Merchant of Death, Verci set sail with his fleet to find the legendary Soul Edge. But during his quest, Verci learned his entire fortune had been lost in the chaos of a war that broke out in Italy.
Just don't understand why they make
Verci hid what little he had left in
Voldo
the
look how he is.
located on a small island in the Mediterranean. There he stationed a grotesque guardian who silently and mercilessly disposed of all who entered, quickly becoming the fear of all looters. In recent years,
The disgusting monstrosity known as Voldo.
Historic rainfall had caused flooding in the Money Pit, destroying most of its traps. The Guardian had also vanished, leaving the treasure free for the taking.
Okay.
can't believe we got through the money pit that easily. Thanks for the help, Ivy.
Looks like that tip about the money pit being abandoned was true.
Yeah, all we had to do was rely on that trusty sword of yours. Traps don't scare us as long as we have you. But hey, aren't you gonna take any of the treasure for yourself?
I only care for items related to Soul Edge, and I already have what I wanted. Now I just need to find Verci's notes.
Always so serious. You're beautiful and you're strong, so, you know, we could... Huh? What the hell is that?
What?
The sword's resonating?
Hey, what did you go quiet for? Whoa, don't drop the treasure there. Huh? Oh, this is a head!
Above you! Ready your weapon!
It's another one of those cutscenes that would have just worked better if they made an actual, like, cutscene for instead of these weird pictures. Gosh, Voldo looks just as disgusting in his animation. Or his pained picture, whatever you call it.
Slice up everything that comes near us, Blade! I missed? Oh no!
They actually put like a painted picture for Voldo of all people? Why did they care so much about Voldo? He's disgusting. Look at him. Like, I am ready and willing to bash on Voldo as much as possible. Like, Ivy was just kind of like, oh, can you just put some clothes on? But, like, this guy is a disgusting monstrosity. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read his stuff. I said that earlier, but I'm just gonna do that. Say it again.
In the deepest room of the dark underground vault, there was a magnificent sarcophagus and chair illuminated by torchlight. Before it stood a lanky, grotesque man, the guardian feared by looters, with his head bowed in respect. His name was Voldo, a dark vestige of the talented man who had once served as Verci's right hand. Long years underground had robbed Voldo of his sight and sanity. Before his dead master's sarcophagus, he reported his failures. Voldo deeply regretted the fact that he had left the money pit for 3 years in order to find Soul Edge. And although he was completely alone,
Soul Edge. Guys probably like, I hate having to say that so many times.
Thank you for your report, Voldo. With new challenges,
what the heck is happening?
Learn from your failures, and you shall be wiser. While you were in the outside world, the money pit was flooded, and the traps were all destroyed. Now then, enough lamenting. You have important work to do. But there's one thing we must do first. I'm sure you have felt it, right? The aura emanating from the swordswoman Ivy. My merchant's intuition speaks to me. That aura comes from the legendary sword I spent years seeking, Soul Edge. She also stole a portion of my notes, which are some of my most valuable possessions. And of course,
some of your most valuable possessions are your notes? What'd you do notes on? Your Algebra 2 homework?
I shall give you 2 missions. Your first is to track down that woman and acquire all the clues you can concerning Soul Edge. Your second is to reclaim my notes, as well as all the pieces of my collection that were stolen.
Wow, we kind of figured out from the fact that he pointed those 2 things out earlier.
On this island. Exterminate them first, and reclaim what they stole. I'm counting on you, my loyal servant.
I hate Voldo. Hey, it's the farmer guy with a nice shirt.
That's really something. Not that I expected any less from Verci's collection.
What was that sound? The wind?
Yes, it was just the wind. Oh boy. The thing is I don't necessarily mind Voldo's fighting style or like his moves, like all that stuff is actually fine to me for the most part, but like I just hate his design. His design is disgusting. It's all thing. I do hate his crab stance. I don't know how to do it, but so many stupid movements. Didn't mean to do that. Gosh, I hate his design. I'm just gonna keep bashing on Voldo because I hate him so much.
The adventurers had looted a number of the strange weapons Verci had collected. With Verci's treasure before him,
and unlike Ivy, his story is actually not very interesting.
From India, amid the moonlight reflecting off the blood-stained blades, old memories began to resurface in his mind.
He can't see the blood on the blades. He's blind.
What? You've never seen a pair of Jamadars? They're also known as Bundi daggers. Other merchants call them guitars, but they're mistaken. If you wish to become the next merchant of death someday, you'll need to learn all about weapons and their uses. Here, I'll
You get to see what sane Voldo looks like.
return them to me. My instincts tell me they will be a good match for you. Go on, give them a swing.
I guess not. Would have been interesting to see what Voldo looked like before he turned ugly. Probably nothing special, to be honest. Oh yeah, I forgot about talking about this. About these dialogue boxes.
Ivy's scent was fading, but that did little to hinder Voldo. Honing his senses for years underground had given him something of a sixth sense, which allowed
As
him
it
to
does for
sense
every other
invisible
blind
powers that
character
people
in
leave
video
behind.
games or other forms of
Voldo
media.
moved north, tracking Ivy's unique aura.
That literally happens to every single blind character. They're just like, oh, I have a sixth sense that basically allows me to see anyways. By feeling.
Why? Because that one will fetch the highest price?
What was that? I just heard footsteps.
My leg!
What's happening?
I just realized they've used the exact same plot type 3 times in a row between these 3 chapters, where these guys who are like thieves or bandits or whatever, and they come in and they're like, what's that noise? And then one of them gets attacked and the guy's like, oh my god! And then Voldo reveals himself in a fight. Voldo's got some wacky moves, I gotta give him that. Yeah. His fighting style is like all over the place, and not as in like it's random, but it's just like it's like Aswell, where he's just like attacking you from like every portion of his being, except it's disgusting in this case. Still got that dumb moonwalk.
You want this sword? I don't care what kind of monster you are. You'll not have what my brother left to me.
The scent of Verci's treasures wafted up from the golden blade that the old merchant cradled. It was the item that launched Verci's quest for the golden treasures of the Orient, prior to his search.
Was this Verci's brother or whatever?
You want to stop?
Oh, now we got a weird yellow brownish.
We just began your search for the golden treasures of the Orient, and now you want to go off looking for a sword that's nothing more than a rumor? You must be mad.
You're either a wolf or a sheep, Enrico. It's hunt or be hunted, and only the bold come out on top. Bad enough about this. I'll lead the search for Soul Edge, and you, Voldo, will assist me each step of the way.
What? But he's so young. He isn't even family. Wait, Verci! Wait. Your weapons, your face. It can't be. Yon. Oh, forgive me. If only I would have protected our fortune during the war, Verci would still be here. You can have the blade. You didn't take the sword?
I know he's supposed to sound sad, but that was a terrible way to make it sound.
Whatever the case, Voldo soon disappeared, leaving the golden blade with the old merchant.
A coastal town in ruins. Oh wait, I keep forgetting I'm not reading this because I hate Voldo so much.
Tracking Ivy's aura, Voldo eventually came to a desolate Spanish port town. That's when he realized something. He had once visited this port, at a time when it still thrived. However, the aura's trail only led him to the ruins of an establishment known as the Blacktail Inn. The next thing Voldo knew, he was surrounded by spirits of the dead.
Okay then.
Steal, kill, and steal again.
First time we've seen a non-human or lizard in the story mode. I can't even go in after him. Ouch. Ouch. Such a weird move. Get destroyed. You know, he can like legitimately fight behind, or like people that are behind him. It's so annoying.
Oh, Cervantes, curse you!
The guy thinks Voldo Cervantes. Okay then.
The scent of the ocean breeze, the whispers of the name Cervantes by the dead. Together, they caused a distant memory to surge up from the deep recesses of Voldo's mind. Enlist the help of the notorious pirate Cervantes de Leon in your quest for Soul Edge. A mission to negotiate with a pirate infamous for his cruelty meant almost certain death. Still, Voldo journeyed to Cervantes' haunt, the Blacktail Inn, in order to carry out his duty.
Cervantes' haunt?
So, Verci's offering me 12 Saker cannons, along with this pistol sword you brought. It's certainly a rare item. I see Verci taught you something about the art of appraisal.
Why is Cervantes, like, shadowed?
It's curious, though. If he wanted to ask a favor of me, then why did he not come here in person? Instead, he sent a whelp like you!
And Voldo died that day. Thank you, Cervantes.
And you don't even blink. Not bad. I've taken a liking to this weapon. 4 top-of-the-line culverin cannons and 4 falconets.
I'm confused what's happening right now.
Send me the same things he gave to the Spanish Armada. I'll accept the deal and let you return with good news. It will be good for a little amusement at least.
So confused.
As Voldo tracked Ivy east, her aura growing ever stronger.
What? Did he not listen to Cervantes, or what happened?
The first was that Ivy had crossed the mountains and was now moving west. The other was that he was not alone in this hunt. Some unknown group was also secretly tracking Ivy. Regardless of who they were, Voldo had no doubt they would only hinder his mission. So it was that Voldo decided to utilize the mountainous terrain to hunt down the hunters.
The doomed woman with the blood of the cursed sword in her veins. I don't like the idea of being ordered to eliminate a mere woman. And why do we need so many people?
Once you see her blade in action, you'll change your mind.
Don't worry. I'm ready for whatever happens.
Okay, so we got of all people.
We should have been engaging the enemy by now. Where's the signal? What the?
Oh hey, it's almost the exact same trope, except he didn't hurt anyone this time. He just went like, some dude. Although, work with me here. We traded kicks. I came out on top. Wish I didn't, because I hate Voldo. Yeah, okay. What move was that? I hate how Voldo's triangle circle moves do nothing. They just do weird, like, dodge moves or something. I don't even understand it.
We're being attacked by an unidentified entity. I need to report.
The mic's weird. My mic has been weird lately.
Oh, right. I forgot you have no sense of humor.
Or
Never
anything
thought
for
the day
that
would
matter.
come when I'd be saved by you. Don't expect me to thank you.
You know, seeing this battle and then hearing about how 2B seems to have like some beef with Ivy or something, kind of makes me question like, why are they using the same, like almost the same type of story for 2B from Nier Automata?
Research on the Merchant of Death and the young man who worked as his shrewd right-hand man. As someone whose life was also ruined by that cursed sword, it's hard not to feel sorry for you. I know. You want this box, right? Then fight me and win it back.
Box? When was a box involved in this? I gotta say, Voldo's story by far is the worst one so far. Maxie's was just like, oh, I'm confused, or like, oh, we're getting into a battle, no, okay. And then, some of the other characters had bad stories, but Voldo's just doesn't make sense. Okay, let's do the same thing again. Can I get a hit, Ivy? I want to be done playing this character. Can you stop doing your freaking reverse lenses? Ouch. Oh, of course.
Enjoy your treat!
You missed your chance for mercy.
Battle 2. Fight!
Oh, I thought I could hit it off in time. I didn't mean to do that, but okay. What the heck? Okay, apparently I lost armor. Okay. Well, that was weird. Ivy's attack went behind her. Okay, I don't know what Voldo was doing there. What? Voldo, what are you doing? How does Ivy get so, like, quick a reaction? What's Voldo doing? I hate Voldo's critical edge as well, don't know why I did it. What the heck? Voldo's such a stupid character, I hate him. Like, if you like Voldo's fighting style, that's okay. Like, his fighting style is actually fun for the most part, but like, I just hate his character as a character.
Enjoy your treat. Give it up already.
Yeah.
I still owe you for before.
Oh, thanks. Well, get out of your freaking crab walk. And just a gay jump kick. Oh my god, are we finally done with Voldo? Because I hate this monster, this demon.
You know, I feel a little envious of you now.
Why? Why do you feel that way? You know
don't
what
need
goal
this
is him? I don't
Take
even
it.
know.
But
Did-
let me tell you one thing.
Did she give him her
The
sword?
soul edge you seek has already been destroyed.
I get
If
wrecked,
you want to see for
Voldo.
yourself,
Scrub.
head to Ostreinsburg. Farewell.
Please tell me that was the end.
Box back to Voldo, Ivy
Oh,
leapt
she
off
threw the
cliff
box at him,
and
okay.
used her snake sword to disappear into the mountains.
When was that established that she could poof out of existence with her sword?
Since he had already collected several other treasures, Voldo decided to return to the money pit.
Where is he carrying all this, by the way? He has less pockets than Ivy does, and that's saying something. Oh my god, why is Voldo's story still going? Although the speed at which it loaded made me think it's just a cutscene.
Voldo bowed his head and gave his report. Before long, amid an eerie glow, Verci appeared before his loyal servant.
Welcome
Okay, so this is the end.
You have my thanks for completing both your missions. I find it hard to believe that Soul Edge was destroyed, but we will learn the truth in time. First, we should rejoice that my treasures are now back where they belong. Also, the woman may have stolen a portion of my notes, but in this box are our letters.
Okay.
The letters we exchanged while you were assisting me in my search for Soul Edge.
Oh, okay.
These contain more information than one could ever glean from my notes. I'm sure she would want to get her hands on them. However, the real reason I value this box so much is because it contains a record of my successor completing all his training.
The fact that Voldo still remained loyal to his master long after his demise proved how much they trusted each other. Deep within the dark pit, in a hollow darkness lit only by the glow of flickering flames and gold, Voldo basked in a new, blissful light, born from Verci's everlasting trust.
Okay. I don't understand what happened at all. Voldo's story was such a waste of time. I didn't understand any of it. Well, I did, but like, most of it didn't make sense. There was no plot, like, the story had no relevance to the rest of everything else. And it was very bland, boring, and I hated the character that was in it anyways, so... Also, why is there like a almost 2-year jump here? Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm just gonna cry myself to sleep now. And, yeah. See you all in the next stream.